Piskel, piskelapp.com, any browser. Is everybody here? Can everybody see like this page? All good? If you're okay, please raise your hand. Or if you're not okay, raise your hand so I can come help. Nothing, all okay, all right. Very good. So the wonderful thing about Piskel is that you can sign in with your Google account, and then it'll help you keep all your drawings. So I can actually go to my gallery. I've already signed in, but when you click on the sign in button, you can just click on your name, go to your gallery, and then you got a bunch of stuff here. Yep. All right. So we're gonna make this today, but let me cover a few extra things first. So under downloads, right, you can actually download a version of Piskel for offline use. So even if you don't have internet, you can still continue your drawings. Very good, right? Okay. So now we're going to get started on the actual drawing, okay? But you know, whenever you want to draw something, right, you need to know how to use the drawing tool, right? Before you can go and make your masterpiece, you need to know how to use the pencil, right? All right. So first thing, the pen tool. All right. The shortcut, I'm not sure if y'all can see, it's the letter P over there. And then from the top bar, you see these 4 different size squares. You can actually select how big you want the pen to be. You can actually see on the screen here. It's very, this is the largest setting, 4x4 square. You can also, if you think like this is too small for your purposes, right, you can actually resize the canvas as well. So by clicking on this preferences, like the side over here, then or you just find the resize button. You can select your width and height and change accordingly. So let's say I just want to change it to 160. You notice that the height changed as well. This is because of this box over here, maintain aspect ratio. So it's basically keeping the ratio from horizontal and vertical axis. So if I uncheck, I can change it individually. Right? So yep, width and height now 320 by 160. If I check it again, let's say I change this to 620. Now it's 310. All roughly understand? If I'm speaking too fast or y'all cannot follow anything, raise your hand, just ask me. Okay? If I never notice that you're raising your hand, you can scream and shout at me also. I'm very chill and relax. All right, so I'm just going to change it back to 310 and go back to like my 200. All right, so I'm just going to use 200 by 200 for this purpose. All right, so first thing, right, what's the first thing you notice about the slime? It's giant round green body, correct or not? Correct or not? Okay, I assume okay. Okay, so you how do you draw a round body? I mean, most obviously you see one circle over there. You're going to click on the circle, right? Right? Yeah, good response. Okay, so you click on the circle, and then you can just draw it out, just like this. Click and drag. Okay, very simple art tool. Very simple so far, correct? All right. If you need specifically a perfect circle, all you need to do is hold Shift, and there you go, perfect circle. This is the same thing with the rectangle tool. All right. You can hold to get a perfect square, or you just drag to create your rectangle. Next thing I'm gonna go through with you. I think paint bucket you all should know, right? Paint bucket, you all know what it does, right? Anybody here never used Microsoft Paint before? I assume everybody, you all know internet, you all bought at some point in time will have used Microsoft Paint, right? So paint bucket, very simple. You just fill in the color that you want. You all notice how suddenly I have red color, right? I'm not actually using the left mouse button to paint it. I can actually make it black, make it red, just like that. How you do this, right, is that there are these two buttons down here. You can select the color that you want to use, and they correspond to your left and right mouse buttons respectively. So this higher up one, you can set, let's say I want white color, and yeah, I change the color to white. If you want to use a color that you've previously used before, there's also the palettes palette section on over here. You can see, right? I'm circling, right? Okay. So yeah, that's the bucket tool. Next thing you need to know is eraser. Your draw already make mistake, of course, want to erase, right? So eraser, very simple. You select already, you just rub, done. Or if any point in time, you all just don't want the entire thing, right? You can select everything and delete it all. My personal favorite to do this, rectangle selection. Like this, delete. Okay? Now, suppose like, actually, I wanted to keep that other part of my drawing. I didn't want to delete everything. I've made a mistake. Any mistake, Control Z. Undo works. Amazing, right? Okay, very good. So let's say now I want to move my drawing around. What I can do is I click on the move tool, the hand. There's a few other options here. This one is not so important. You all can own self read. But basically you click on the move tool and then you just drag. And you can move already. But be careful when using this tool. When you move it off screen and then you move it back, it's gone. Okay? Again, off screen and nothing to come back. Okay, hang on. Okay. Off screen, back, gone. Off screen, back, and it's gone. All right? So it's very important that you are very careful with your move tool. Sorry, was there a question? Any questions? Nothing? Okay. All right, so now here's another useful tool, right? You can use. It's called the vertical mirror pen. So if you draw on one side, right, it'll just draw on the other side as well. It literally flips right in the middle. Then there are a few other options here. You can use the horizontal axis, like so. Or you can, it's getting messy. Let me just get rid of those. Or you can just use both. Oh, actually, that's quite a nice pattern. All right. So this one, there's also this tool called paint all pixels of the same color. It does what it says, lah. You just paint all pixels of the same color. So you notice, even though the white wasn't connected, they all got painted black. Okay? All still can follow? Anybody lost? Everybody understand what we've covered so far? Okay, very good. So now I'm just going to get rid of all of this. All right. Just now I said rectangle selection is my favorite tool for like just deleting everything, right? There is another selection tool, but there's a reason I don't like it. It's called lasso selection. And it's very, how you say, like this. It's not very definite. This is just a preference lah. For me, I prefer things that are more definite. So I use the rectangular tool in order to delete what I want. But if you want to select a specific area, right, all you have to do is select the lasso tool, draw a circle, and yeah, it will auto-complete for you. Sound good? So yeah, just to show, you can delete. Or even if you want to move a certain area to a certain piece to another area, right? Let's say you don't want to move the entire drawing, like with the move tool, correct? With the move tool, you move the entire drawing. You can actually just use the selection tool, select over what you want to move, cut, drag, and they'll give you a preview of where it's going to be. And then you just paste. And there it is. You've moved that piece. All right, I'm not going to cover shape selection because it's very unintuitive in my opinion. If you select here, you select everything but your pieces. But if you select your pieces itself, right, then it'll select everything that is connected to. But you see this little bit here, just because of this little bit isn't connected to the rest of it, right? It's not selected. So when in doubt, just use your rectangle selection. It's your most reliable friend. It's definite. Okay. Yeah. Your stroke tool. If you need a ruler, so this one helps you to draw straight lines. If you want them to be perfectly straight, right? You can hold shift. And yeah, you get your straight lines. Quite simple. You then had the last few tools, not so, I don't use them as often, but it's one way, is something that you might find a use for. So let's just cover it. The lighten tool, or if you hold control, it darkens. So you can just, after you select the tool, you can just click and slowly it gets brighter. If you want, you can apply to all the pixels as well. Just hold shift and oh, sorry. Apply once per pixel. My bad. Okay, ignore what I just said. But yeah, if you want to darken it back, you just have to hold control and you can darken it back. Okay, like this is for if you want to change a certain part of your drawing's color. All clear? Any questions? No? All right. Next, you have your dithering tool. This one is quite fun lah. It's basically checker box. Roughly understand what it does? So again, it just checkers everything for you. Okay? You can reduce the size as well in order to get yeah, this. All right. Any questions as of now? No? Okay. You also have your color picker tool. So in case you forget like what color it is, right, and that you forget you have a palette over here, you can always use the color picker and then just select the color that you want to color. It'll change accordingly. So I'm going to use my left mouse button to click on this red here. You notice how it changes over here, correct? The red. And yeah, that's all your drawing tools. That's all your drawing tools. There's a few other tools here for transformation. That one you can also figure out lah. It's quite trivial. All right, so now let's get to the actual drawing. Okay, I teach you all how to hold the pen already. Now is how to draw your thing. Let's get rid of this. Oops. All right. So the slime, as I said just now, first thing you notice is the body. Correct? So what you want to do first, you want to draw the slime's body. Maybe just a simple circle. Okay? And you know that the slime also has a color, green color, correct? So you just select green color and just fill in the body like so. All right, so now you want to add, let's say the mouth, correct? But what happens when you draw over something? Suddenly you have this thing over here that's not very movable. This line over here, you cannot edit without having to change the body as well. So this is where layers come in. So this layer 1 here, I'm going to first rename it. Let's call this body, right? And now I'm going to add a second layer. I'm just going to call it mouth. You'll notice that you can actually see a preview of the body in the background, so you can know roughly where you are going to draw. So let's just draw the mouth now. Just give him, wrong color. All right, let's give him a little this and like that, like that. Yeah, not very nice. So that's where the vertical mirror pen comes in. Just find the center, and you have a cute little mouth there. And yeah, out of habit, I normally select cut, move, paste, but you can also use the move tool, just drag it over and place the mouth there. All right? All clear so far? Anybody haven't caught up yet to the mouthpiece? If you all are like drawing at the same time as me? No? All right, then I'm gonna continue. So now we have the mouth, right? We also want to draw the eyes. So let's go ahead and add one more layer, call it eyes. And let's take a look at the eyes again. The eyes are just a black circle with a yellow cross in the middle, correct? So let's go ahead and do that. Draw a small black circle. No, let's use a smaller, yeah. Small black circle and color it in. So I don't want to mess up the eye just yet by adding the cross, and in case it doesn't look very nice, So I can go ahead, just throw in one more layer first. So I'm just going to call this eye detail. And from here, I'm going to draw a small cross, yellow color. So let's change that to yellow. Oh, that's bigger than expected. Okay. And I'm going to go shift this over into the eye. You can also zoom in, scroll to zoom. You can fill in anything that you think it should be there but isn't so obvious yet. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And now that I actually have these two pieces, right, I think I can actually, I don't need to change the eyes that much. So I can just merge them. And how I do this is with this button right here, merge layer down. And voila, you have combined two layers into one. Of course, the name you probably need to go and edit again. All right, so now I have the eye. I'm gonna bring it over, let's say here. You can, I told you all about the cut and paste, right? But you can also copy and paste. Now I've already cut the thing, so I'm just gonna drag this over here and paste it here, creating the other eye. Okay? All follow? No questions? All right, then I'm gonna continue. So another thing you notice about the slime, right? It has these highlights in its eyes, like this little shine. How do you add this shine, right? Is you create another layer. You just call this shine. Take a circle tool, draw a small circle. Oops, wrong color. Draw a small circle here. why you do this one? All right. Draw a small circle here. Let's just color it in. And then you reduce the layer opacity. So opacity is from 0 to 1. Basically, the closer it is to 0, the more transparent it is. 0 being completely transparent, so you won't see it at all. Okay? All right. So for this purpose, I'm just going to set it at 0.6. Now, if you just need to copy and paste it here as well. So both eyes have that shine. And now if you open it up in preview so you can get a better look. Can you see from here? There's this little white area that's a bit transparent. All can see? Okay. So now you have the slime. You have the slime body with the head. You have the slime body with the eyes and the mouth. You need to draw the bubble, right? You know, the little bubble. Okay. This one, freestyle. Okay, we just see how it looks like. But again, you don't want to stick it too close to your body. So create another layer. Call this bubble. Let's just draw. Oh, wrong color. Like so. And we're just gonna add a circle here. A circle, color in yellow, and there you go. Your slime. All right. So now you have one image of your slime, but it's not moving, correct? It's very dead lah, right or not? When something isn't moving, it just looks dead. So how you can actually do your animations within Piskel by drawing each frame. And I'm not kidding you, you have to draw each frame. All right, so what you're gonna wanna do is add a new frame over here. Or if you prefer, you can actually just duplicate if there's only a few things that you want to change, right? I'm gonna go through this quite fast so that we can move on to the game development workshop. So let's say in this frame, I just want to move the bubble, okay? I'm just gonna delete the bubble, maybe not the circle because I wanna keep that one consistent. So let's delete this. And let's draw a new position for it. And now we can just move this here. Slow it down a little bit, and yeah, you can control frames per second here. Loading. Crash. Okay, I think it crashed. All right. But you get the idea, lah. It's just you just set it so that it'll change by a little bit. It's much like those books, those cartoony books you had when you were younger. You know, you flip the pages, then it plays like a mini cartoon. So you have to draw each frame. All right. Yeah, that's the basic idea. And the last thing I'm going to cover with you all is how to export. All right. First thing you want to do is probably to save your work in case you want to make changes later on. So yeah, this thing, standard save button. You click on it. You can name it whatever you want. Let's just call it slime. And then if you've logged in, you can save to your gallery, or you can save in browser or save as a .piskel file. All right. Once you've saved, you can export it. You can export as a GIF. In my experience, doesn't really work if you all want, you all can try. You can export as PNG, which will give you your each sprite, each frame as an individual sprite. Okay, and then you can export as a zip file, which will actually export and can, as a zip file, you can also select this split by layers option, and it will really break up all your drawings into its different layers. So this bauble will appear as one image, the body will appear as another image, the eyes as another image, the shine as another image. Typically, I don't use that, but if you all have a need to use that, that is something you can do. And yeah, all in all, you'll be able to do something like, you'll be able to create things like this. This is slightly better because I had more time to work with. But yeah, you get the rough idea. For higher level one, you might even want to try something like this. Okay, done entirely in Piskel. Took me don't know how many hours and yeah. But all of this is what I want to share with you all. Piskel. It's just such an amazing art tool. All right, and with that, that comes to the end of my Piskel workshop. I now hand the time over to Nicholas, who will be sharing with you Unity.
Yeah.